What if managers are like, hey, I like the way your coaches over there. What do you say we swap coaches? Imagine trading their contracts.
Are you talking about the NHL or for the World Juniors and trading coaches?
No, NHL.
Oh, I was thinking the World Juniors because every year they have like a new coach and new GM. Imagine, we'll trade this guy for future considerations. The guy will never be back ever again. Fleece of the century. You start trading coaches for like massage tables and bus fill-ups.
Well, look at this. Well, what if before the tournament started, you sat down and said you were able to bid on which referees you wanted from which countries?
Ooh, like you want Canadian? I want to trade so I can get Canadian refs ref in the Canadian games. I want a biased referee.
Well, it's not, bias is the wrong word. I don't know if you want to try and skew the game that far, but it would be fun if in the NHL, coaches had a little more say on which referees they like playing with better and see where, they kind of rank in the popularity, because I know referees are under scrutiny, but more so from their peers and, under fans, but they're not necessarily held to the same account as far as their play as players are. Does that make sense?
Well, that's bad for the game then, because then if the Leafs, because they have the biggest budget, are going to be buying referees, all their fan base can't say, oh, the refs screwed us. You can't use that excuse. You bought the refs. You picked the refs that you wanted. So I don't know. But also, are you paying the league? Like if I want so-and-so to ref, I want Koharski to ref tonight, I'm giving $20,000. That's my guy tonight. Like, is that the deal you're thinking of?
Well, yeah, kind of like no. I like Koharski, calls it down the middle, like let's go with this guy rather than the guy who I know is going to pile on my guys and has a history of piling on my guys. So I think you're not necessarily looking for somebody that's going to be more biased towards you, but at least somebody who's going to call the game a little more fair.
You got to give cash, or can you trade considerations or draft picks?
I don't know. I don't mind. I'll move down three spots in the draft if I can have Koharski an extra 10 games this year.
Well, if you're in the Stanley Cup final, you're trading away the bottom two picks in every single round, so you might as well get rid of all of them for the referees you want to try to win the mug. But I don't mind the idea of, listen, like let's say on the Oilers and Panthers, on the Oilers, I'll fill your guys' gas tank up or your jet tank up. I'll fill up all the fuel, but I get to pick the refs. What do you think of that?
There was a clip I saw recently where two people were playing heads-up poker, and the person on one side of the table says, your boss bet me $1 million that you're not going to win this game, just trying to apply some pressure. And the person at the end of the table said, people like you and my boss, $1 million seems very inconsequential. So win or lose, I don't think he's really going to care all that much. And so I think when it comes to, hey, I'll fill up your jet, you really don't have to. It's, I appreciate the courtesy, but when you're owning NHL teams, I don't think working out deals for a better tank of gas is going to really go that far.
Okay, so then the question is, what do you have to give them? Like if I'm talking to the Jacobs family that own the Bruins, or Daryl Cates who owns the Oilers, what do I have to give him to make that trade happen, do you think?
I don't know. I think we're getting way too much into superlatives here. Like we're way up. We're way off in fantasy land.
Well, listen, Mr. Wheeler, I know that you own the Winnipeg Jets, but listen, I'll make a deal for you here. All right, I will trade you my hotel for your hotel. We'll get them hoisted up on a crane. We'll move them back and forth. I'll trade you the Fairmont Winnipeg for the Hotel McDonald. Also, I'll give you my 3 side pieces and my main wife and my first 2 born goats. How does that sound for a deal?
That seems much more reasonable, yeah, rather than a tank of gas. Thank you for dealing in actual things that billionaires deal in, yeah.
I want 3 wives and pee-pee touch. No. I want 1 wife and free store. No. I want free yogurt when I come to store. Okay. He's an Israeli counter-terrorist.
Speaking of which, you saw the trailer for Happy Gilmore 2?
I did. Okay, so I know it's unrelated, and we'll get back to this in just a split second. I noticed Travis Kelce was in the show, and over Christmas, I had multiple people ask me if I was related to Travis Kelce. I'm serious. People seem to think I look like the dude. No, I don't look like him, and no, I'm not related to him.
Well, you know what? You guys are kind of rocking the same beard, same haircut, and you're both tall enough. So I can understand the confusion. But for the record, not all white people look alike.
Well, we're both the same height, similar weight. We both got this very similar beard. I think he had the mustache for the movie. But if I got like a Turkish hair transplant and then I went with like the number 1 buzz, very similar. We got different noses, but if you could kind of like if I could trade, let's say I'm Travis Kelce, I trade Taylor Swift for dating somebody else, sign me up. I'll take the cash status, the good looks, the show, everything. Just give me a different chick. I'll sign up any day of the week.
Jeepers Murphy. I am really excited about that trailer. I know it's going to be a lot of fan service. I heard Eminem's going to be in that as well. But yeah, give me all the fan service. I'm at the age where I'm like, sure, I'll go spend an hour and 45 minutes of my time on Netflix. I'm going to anyways. Why not watch a bunch of familiar guys that made me laugh 25 years ago? Let's go.
What do you think of Trading Wives?
I think they did a TV show on that. I think it was called Family Swap or Mom Swap or Dad Swap or something. It wasn't nearly as cool as it would have been if it was on OnlyFans.
Oh, I'll trade your wife for my wife, and I'll trade 3 first-round picks. I'm really tired of her. I love this show.
There was once upon a time, I remember saying to one of my uncles, I was like, listen, knowing now what you knew then, would you have swapped my brother and your daughter at birth so you can get a boy in the family? He looks at me and goes, yeah, but don't tell anyone. Because he had 2 girls and he wanted a boy. So I get it. Sure.
You know, forget about trading wives for wives. What if we did, I'll trade my wife for your wife. Mine's about 5 years older than yours, so I'll throw in a 3rd-round pick just to neutralize the playing field. But I don't even need her. Let me take her to team dinner and see the reaction the guys get. I just want to kind of test the waters in that before we finalize the deal. How does that sound?
I think you should buy yourself your own island. Hey, more hockey content. It's might be old, it might be new, it might be a full episode, it might be a half episode, but you can click these boxes because who doesn't like clicking boxes?